I was originally going to wait for the anime to conclude this fight before making this video, but that'll take a long time, and I'm a manga reader, so it's not like I don't know what happens. Wano, it's a long arc. There's even stuff that happened in previous arc that set up the whole Onigashima raid, stuff that happened in Punk Hazard, Dressrosa, Zao, Whole Cake Island, and then where we are now with Luffy versus Kaido. A lot of people have said that that fight has been too long. So today I want to talk a little bit about their fight. If you guys enjoy regular anime content, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you guys never miss out on a new video. With that, my name is Potential Unleashed, and let's see if Kaido versus Luffy is too long of a fight. A lot of the grievances that people have, it really doesn't even have anything to do with their fight. It's more so for Wano's pacing as a whole, and this is both for the manga and the anime. I'd say one of the reasons why Wano gets some hate is because of the pacing issues. However, when you read it compared to when it was dropping weekly, because they had different breaks like Otis break, weekly Shonen Jump breaks, compared to now where everything is finished, you can go through, I believe Wano was like 3 or 4 years long, so reading everything in one sitting or to your own pacing, I promise you, you'll enjoy it much more than reading it weekly. The anime, it's a little bit different because of filler, specifically the older anime, and there's a lot more than what I'm going to list, but these are just the most popular ones like Dragon Ball, Bleach, One Piece, and Naruto. They have filler. A lot of important arcs were paced pretty poorly, and the enjoyment was ruined because of filler. I think the best example of this is the Naruto 4th grade Ninja War, where for one episode we could see, I don't know, the shinobi fight against Madara, and then for like 12 weeks we're waiting to see what happens in the arc because of filler. And I can say this from personal experience, that's not fun. Wano's sort of dealing with that. There are moments where different fight scenes are dragged with different clashes, slow paneling, different flashbacks, you know, the Toei special, and this includes Luffy versus Kaido. There's also some recap episodes that are sprinkled in. I want to put an asterisk on this because, to be fair, I'd say those recap episodes are better than having the slower paced trash episodes, and this could be because I'm a manga reader and I want the anime to be the best that it possibly could be. So in watching it week by week, you're going to think that the pacing is bad, but whenever the anime concludes, I promise you will have a much more enjoyment in watching the fight in the entirety of the Wano arc. People have to realize that Wano, it's not just about Luffy versus Kaido, and I know Luffy is the main character, but it's not just the Luffy show. Other characters need their shine, and this was displayed in a warlike atmosphere where so many different fights happen at the same time. There's the Topi Roppo with Page 1, Sasaki, Black Maria, Ulti, Husu versus the Straw Hats, the All-Stars who have Billion Berry bounties. They had to be defeated. There was Zoro versus King, Sanji versus Queen, and Inuyasha versus Jack. And I know he's not an all-star, but Paris Sparrow going against Nekomamushi, he had to be defeated. And then Big Mom, she's an Emperor of the Sea, she's strong as well, had to be defeated by Kid and Law. These fights had to get fleshed out in the anime as well. They had to kind of, and not in necessarily a bad way, because I don't think anybody wants to just see straight Luffy versus Kaido, but these fights had to interrupt their fight. They had to get their shine as well. There's only really been a few episodes of strictly just Luffy versus Kaido. When it comes to Luffy fights, there are some that just way more than others that are more important. Crocodile versus Luffy. This is the first time that we have ever seen Luffy defeated, and I don't want to disrespect Arlong, Kuro, Don Krieg, but Luffy had to fight someone on a different level in terms of strength. The Warlords, they are feared throughout the One Piece verse. Their bounties were frozen, and looking at what their bounties are now compared to what they were when they're frozen, all of them have bounties that are over 1 billion. That just shows how strong that they are. This was a hurdle that Luffy had to overcome. If he wanted to be a named pirate, if he wanted to be king of the pirates, he would have to surpass Crocodile, and taking down the Warlords were important. Luffy lost to him twice. The first round, it was really one-sided. The second round, it was kind of back and forth, but Luffy ended up being defeated, and then third time the charm, and Luffy ended up defeating him. Though Flamingo, he's another one. Oda, he even wanted him to be included in the Wano War. Can you guys imagine what would have happened if Doflamingo was there? Who would be available to take him down? Because everybody else, they had their handful. Doflamingo, he's known for his connections, for his influence, but his strength is something that people fear as well, and I don't think we appreciate his strength as much as we should. He was the main antagonist in Dressrosa, the first main antagonist that we have ever seen used in Awakening. It took both Luffy and Law in order to take him down, and Gear 4th was pushed to the limit in order to defeat him. Katakuri was the first commander that Luffy ever faced, and he also was the first person with an over $1 billion berry bounty that Luffy had to defeat. He was the first main antagonist Luffy ever went against that had an advanced version of Haki in his future sight, and that's something that Luffy had to overcome. He had to advance his Haki even more, gain future sight in order to overcome the difference in their strength. I listed all of these, and I'll cut back to Kaido a little bit because these were individuals that pushed Luffy to the limit that he had to overcome, whose fights I'd also argue were fairly long. The fight against Kaido, this is where boys become men. Once he defeats Kaido, he no longer struggle against any other opponents in the series. He gained Rio, gained Advanced Conquerors, gained an Awakening. Did people really expect Kaido to be an easy fight after struggling against different opponents previously throughout the series? The Emperors, they are known to be the strongest pirates in this series. They are the pinnacle of strength that all pirates strive to achieve, except for, I guess you could say, Zebek, Roger, and Whitebeard, because they're kind of special and they're a little bit different, but that's a story for another day. These different individuals, they shouldn't be defeated easily, and I think Kaido displayed that perfectly. He knocked Luffy out at least 4 times, and I think saying 4 is generous. I'm pretty sure it was 5. Kaido, his character is based off of someone who wants to enjoy a great fight, someone who wants a fulfilling death. Kaido is someone that is portrayed as immortal. Luffy was the first person since Kazuki Oden who portrayed that he could fight Kaido at 100%. So obviously Kaido would suppress his strength. Look at what happened when he didn't, when he went all out. He was so immersed in the fight that he imagined a version of Luffy that could keep up with him, and then he ended up knocking him off of Onigashima. When it comes to fights in anime, I guess in One Piece, I see a lot of people hate on it, saying different fights are long and dragged out, but that's just fights in anime in general. Characters, they don't truly go all out because they don't want to exhaust their stamina. Look at Ultra Instinct, look at Gear 4th / 5th. I'm saying / 5th because we just got introduced to that. There's Barrier Mode. If they went all out, used their strongest form from the jump off rip, they would exhaust their stamina, exhaust their strength before the fights even finish. I personally don't think that the fight between Luffy and Kaido was too long or dragged out. I think that a lot of people are saying this because when the fight was happening, it was dropping weekly, and that's why people believe that it's long and dragged out. As an emperor, personally, I think it would be shameful if the fight didn't at least last this long. Kaido was a huge hurdle that Luffy had to overcome, and now that he's defeated him, he'll be able to compete against every other character in this series. I'm glad that this fight wasn't rushed, and I believe that this fight happened at a proper pace. But let me know how you guys felt about this fight in the comment section below. Do you guys think it was too long, too short, or was it paced just fine? Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you guys never miss out on a new video. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and TikTok is on the screen and in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to unleash your potential.